What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and if you haven't guessed by now, it is a new 10 Essentials, and I'm joined with my good friend Spencer Owen, aka SpencerFC, and the main man behind #United. How's it going? Very good?
Very good, but I don't know if you guys can hear, the weather outside is awful.
It is torrential right now.
He's come to Essex, he's come to my end, and I feel like it's a bad advertisement. Weather, it's usually lovely.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on. You guys probably have seen this weather right now, it's dreadful. But anyway, we're getting back to the video. We're here for your 10 Essentials.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to this one. I want to see, well, I guess a lot of people actually want to know a little bit more about you, because you've had a few personas in the past, so maybe you can give us a little insight. It could be anything to do with that, but should we just get straight into it?
Yeah, I've been racking my brains a little bit about these because I want to get them right, and I've seen a few of the other ones you've done. I saw Simon's one, and yeah, I mean, I actually don't believe there's 10 things that, for example, I couldn't live without,
right?
But there's 10 things that I really treasure, or 10 things that I really enjoy having in my life. Because I think the reality is, you know, as long as you've got oxygen, water,
Yeah.
The rest is kind of a luxury. But okay. But yeah, no, I'm more than happy to share them.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. So should we get into number one?
Alright, okay, in no particular order.
Okay.
I've got some props here to go alongside. Some of them I haven't got props for, but the first one, a bit random.
Okay.
Is this.
Is that Baloo?
You think I'm a 30-year-old man? Why have you got a cuddly toy of Baloo from Jungle Book? It's been a long time since I've actually used him as a cuddly toy, but I've kept him around wherever I am, whether I'm living, whatever, whether it's in my office or in my bedroom somewhere, since I was, I think, 7, when this was bought for me. Mainly because, well, the reason it was bought for me, my granddad and the nan and granddad bought it for me. I was a massive Jungle Book fan.
Yeah.
Still am. Great film.
Have you seen the real life one?
The real one,
okay.
The remake, yeah. And Baloo's my favourite character, but literally like a week after my granddad got me this, he died. So it took on kind of new meaning for me as I grew up, and you know, I was very young,
yeah.
And it was always quite symbolic for me. And it's the only real sort of cuddly toy I ever really had. I never really had any kind of connection with anything else. But I always kept it around. That was 23 years ago now, and he's a good nick.
He's a good nick.
He's doing all right. That's what happens when you just think about the bare necessity.
That's pretty cool though. I mean,
yeah.
Does that kind of just feel like he's always like watching over you, or it's just kind of like a...
Yeah, I think certainly when I was younger I felt a bit more like that. My nan, who was his wife, sadly passed away earlier this year as well, so I guess it took on new meaning then. But yeah, no, it's just something that I'll always try and keep on. Maybe if I have kids one day I'll pass it on to him, but as long as they look after him.
Yeah, it's got to keep that condition.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Right, let's get into the next one.
Okay, so let's get a few football related ones. There's no obviously I'm into my football, everyone knows that. I'm very lucky, I've got loads of memorabilia and stuff over the years, and different things I've collected along the way. A lot of it is clogging up this house, but some of the ones that are really important to me I've got here,
okay.
Which are some of my West Ham shirts, West Ham fan. I've got 2 particular ones here. This one,
oh wow,
is from the final game at the Bowling Ground.
Oh, sick!
And it's actually signed by the goal scorers on that night. So I think it's Sacco, Reed, and Bonner, I think. I can't remember all the goal scorers. But that was the night we beat Man United 3-2.
Oh man!
And yes, I've got loads of West Ham shirts. This is actually signed, as is this one from the first game at the new stadium, which was signed by I don't think the whole squad, but a lot of the squad, a lot of West Ham players there. So obviously I've kept hold of these, and they're pride of place for me. So if there was to be a fire, these would probably be some of the first things I go for.
You go for them.
Yeah.
How did you get them to sign it? Were you just literally?
This was very lucky. Some of the guys at West Ham gave me a couple. I gave one away in
the
competition. I got to keep one myself, which I think is a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
One of my most memorable YouTube videos actually is that day when I vlogged the last day, because it's such an emotional game. And they had everyone in the crowd wearing these same shirts. There's huge parades outside the ground before, and it's proper farewell to an iconic stadium.
Yeah.
So that's always holds a special place in my heart. This one, I can't even remember I know how I got this one actually. I hosted the kit launch for West Ham.
Oh.
And they gave it to me, which was very nice of them.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm very lucky.
The last and first game of the new and old stadium.
Yeah, epic. I know, exactly. So hopefully I'll have these for a long, long time, and I'll look back at them when I'm old and grey. Get a bit grey. That's about me.
Alright, next one.
Okay, mix it up a little bit. Health tip.
Right.
Yeah, watch Jack Black's YouTube channel. Health tip. He does that. This is not an ad. Unbranded.
Okay.
These aren't even the branded versions, but you might have heard of something called Barocca.
Yeah.
This is actually the Sainsbury's own brand multivitamin effervescent.
Right.
But essentially what I'm saying is, I take one of these every day.
Okay.
Every day, pop this little dissolvable thing in your water. I just had one literally right before we started filming. And it's got all your vitamins, mate. Listen to this. 100% of your needed vitamin A, 100% of your vitamin D, your E, your K, your C, your B1, your B2, your niacin, your vitamin B6, your folic acid, your vitamin B12, your biotin, and most importantly, your pantothenic acid, 100% of your GDA.
I genuinely feel like I was just in an advert. If any of the branded ones want to do an ad,
I'd love to
hit your boy up.
Don't need more than one a day, because that is too much vitamins.
Is orange your go-to flavour?
I have dabbled in others,
right?
But I always come back.
You come back.
I always come back. If I was to give you guys a tip, I'd actually say avoid Barocca, because that's the actual main known brand.
Yeah.
Really, because they're like 3 times the price, and they do the same thing.
Oh.
Get yourself some unbranded ones.
I'm not going to expose anyone, but I know someone who just eats them without
That's
water.
weird.
That just looks like you're going to have rabies, I
It's
swear.
gonna work. It's proper.
No, I'm like,
proper
you're right, it's like, but I don't know why it does it.
Do you know something really interesting I found out?
What?
It depends how interesting you think this is, but I was on a gig once and I wanted one of these, and I only had sparkling water to put it in.
Oh.
So these things obviously make the water go sparkling. That's what they do.
Don't tell me it made it flat.
They do.
Really?
If you put one of these in sparkling water, it goes flat.
That's a myth.
That's crazy.
That's got to be a YouTube video. That'll probably get like 20 million views.
Shit, I'm
Yeah, I know. Right, okay. That's an interesting one, but health tip, fair enough.
Yeah, next up, continuing on the earlier chat about obviously West Ham kits and football and things like that. Football is a massive thing for me. You know, whether it's playing it, running hashtag, FIFA I still see as part of football, you know, because it's a virtual version.
Yeah.
So, as much as I would survive if football went away, it's such a big thing for me. I'm always embracing or taking in football in some way, shape or form every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a big thing for me. That'd definitely be in my top 10, being involved in football, particularly playing. It's really important to me to get exercise, and I definitely believe, I think this is the same for most people, it's certainly true for me, that you feel better and you exercise. You exercise regularly. Sometimes you feel terrible starting it, getting up, going to the gym, whatever it is.
But by the end of it,
afterwards, you always feel great.
Yeah.
You never feel bad
100%.
after it. Well, you always feel better, I should say at least.
Okay, well, say football was never a thing. I asked Theo this. What would your go-to sport be? I see that you're starting to get into golf a little bit. Would that be your go-to
I did
sport?
play golf a little bit as a kid, but I played in weather like this once, and I never played again for about 10 years. It's too soon for me to say golf. I've avoided golf because I quite like sports that are quite efficient in terms of calories. So like you don't take long to burn a lot of calories when you get in and out.
Yeah.
So I quite like squash.
Oh, okay.
40 minutes, lots of calories burned, and yeah, I like all racket sports. I used to play a lot of tennis as a kid, but tennis, I'd have to play tennis for 2 or 3 hours for what I'd get from 40 minutes for squash in terms of fitness. So squash is big for me. What else have I been into over the years? Played a bit of rugby as a kid, but I haven't played that in years.
Nah, as soon as when you play rugby at school and it was winter and the pitch was ice, I was like, this is never for me. I'm never doing rugby.
Yeah, well, I didn't really get into it until I went to uni. I was a lot bigger back then. I used to go to the gym a lot more and I used to eat a lot more food. And then I got fitter, and suddenly it was much easier to take me down. Nowhere near as enjoyable.
And it hurt more.
Yeah, it hurt more. People were less scared of me, so I stopped.
Alright,
yeah.
Let's move on to the next item.
Okay, so what have we done? 3 or 4? I've lost track.
I think we've
done 4. This
Yeah.
is number 5. So number 5, I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. I love my music. I love my music in general, but Bob Dylan is a lot of you guys watching might not know about Bob Dylan.
Okay.
You might not even like Bob Dylan. I'll be honest. It's an acquired taste. His voice isn't the best, but it's about what he's saying, not how he's saying it.
The lyrics.
And so I've got some. I'm not one of these hipsters that only listens to records. I just happen to have a record player.
I was about to say, please tell me you have a record player.
I do have a record player.
Okay,
so
cool.
I don't just buy these.
Yeah, I was like...
But I've got 3 Bob Dylan LPs here. Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks, good album. Bob Dylan's greatest hits, arguably his best album, really.
Yeah.
And Bob Dylan and the band live. So, yeah, like. I've seen him twice live. Saw him in Vegas and I saw him recently in Germany.
Oh, nice.
And his lyrics just speak to me.
Is there a reason why he's your favourite other than lyrics? Like, did your family listen to him when
Not
you
at
were
all.
growing up?
No one put me on to Bob Dylan. I think I first came into contact with him because a mate of mine, I used to do a uni radio show at Reading, and a mate of mine was doing one at Oxford, and I listened to his radio show and he played a Bob Dylan song on there, which is a song called Slow Train. And I heard that and I thought, oh, it's an interesting little song. So I downloaded back in the day when you go on, I think it was
LimeWire.
All the songs.
Download the song and 50 viruses with it.
Yeah, pretty much. And Bob Dylan has crazy amount of songs and albums, and I downloaded all of them in one go and started listening to them. And you know, people that haven't heard of Bob Dylan, you would have heard of some of his songs. For example, "Make Me Feel My Love" by Adele. That's originally a Bob Dylan track.
Right.
There's so many. You probably know things like "Blowing in the Wind" or "Like a Rolling Stone."
Yep.
Really famous songs, but there's so many others. And he's a poet, really. He actually won a Nobel Prize.
Really?
The first songwriter ever. He won a Nobel Prize for literature, which is quite rare for a songwriter because of the poetic, value of what he writes. He says that certain people it can really resonate with, and I'm one of those people. Although I must admit, when I went to his gig recently in Germany, everyone was about 20 or 30 years older than me. I did feel quite young.
I'm out of my element here.
Yeah, but I am like that. I like a lot of old music. Most of my favourite music is from before I was born. Otis Redding, I'm not a big fan of his. Rolling Stones. But yeah, I struggle about Dylan in my life. I struggle a lot.
So they're not just collectibles, they're actually, you use them.
I listen mainly on my phone and on like normal, I'm not a complete weirdo.
You like only the vinyls.
No, I had that as like a prop and well, I listen to it every now and then. And it's quite a nice way of listening to it because that's how it was originally listened to. But no, I listen to it on all forms. I've got every Bob Dylan song on my phone.
Fair enough.
On the subject of phones,
right.
I know a lot of people have said something they couldn't live without their phone. And the reality is I do use my phone an awful lot for work and for pleasure.
Yeah.
But I'm actively trying to reduce that. And I actually think we're too reliant on our phones. So if I was being completely honest about what I use the most in my day, the phone would of course be up there. And I'm sure that's the same for everyone you speak to.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean it should be, and it doesn't mean something I want to admit, if you like, that it's a really important thing to me. I actually really considered getting an old like 3310.
Oh really? Just to play Snake though?
Oh, Snake's up there, that's the reason. But also just because if people really need to reach you, they can call you, they can text you. And I've got like 1,000 WhatsApp chats and groups, and no disrespect to anyone I speak to on there, but sometimes you want to just be a little bit less reachable and get on with what you're doing. Likewise, we're all guilty of the Instagram, just up and down, and suddenly an hour's gone.
Yeah, 100%.
And what you're doing with your life. So for me, I'd like to change that about. And if it wasn't for my job and what I do, I'd probably still have a smartphone, but I'd use it a lot less.
Fair.
Which is something I'm trying to do.
That's very valuable, to be fair. I kind of agree with that. You can get lost in your phone very easily, and the likes of social media, if you're literally addicted to it, it's not going to be healthy for you in the long run. So
yeah, especially things like Instagram as well, because all you do is end up comparing yourself to someone else instead of actually making your own life better.
Exactly, yeah. So, right, okay, let's
move
on.
What else have I got? Okay, yeah, I've got one other thing here. A little bit random, but my trusty penknife.
Oh.
Now, I'm not trying to advertise violence or knife crime. I'm not for that, of course. I use this for very practical reasons. This has got a sentimental value to me as well. It's a really nice penknife.
That looks nice.
And it was bought for me for my birthday about 4 or 5 years ago. And essentially, like for an obvious reason, it's a very multi-purpose tool. I use it all the time. I've just recently moved all my stuff down to this office and I had to reassemble a few bits. Got the screwdrivers on it.
It's got everything.
I use it to open things. It's got scissors on it. I don't go camping and stuff very much. If I did, I'd use it all the time. Here's some pliers, for example. It's even got a magnifying glass.
That is decent.
It's pretty much got everything, mate.
So,
as well as knives.
Was this a gift or was this just something you're like, I'm gonna need this for a lot of reasons?
It was a gift that I requested. I decided it was time for in my life for a penknife, and I've never looked back since.
That's quite interesting. I didn't picture you to be like, you know what? Can someone go get me a penknife? I need this.
And look, even it's got a stylo here. If you've got a certain pen, a certain phone or something like that, and it's got in here some tweezers.
Interesting. All right. What's your most used tool on that?
The Phillips screwdriver, because I lost my Phillips screwdriver.
Oh really?
So this is my Phillips screwdriver. I've got a flathead, but this currently is the one I use for anything screwdriver related.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Next up, I don't know where he is right now, but I'm gonna say my dog Joey. You saw him, you met him.
Yeah, the legend, the infamous Joey.
Should we get him in?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know if he'll be in the camera. Don't know if he's gonna be on camera or not.
He might
Come
jump
here,
up. Up.
What's this?
Up.
What's this, John?
There he is. You can see him.
Proof the dog does exist.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Up.
Do you want it?
Up. Does he want it?
There you go.
He's interested in the. You might want to hide Baloo. To be fair.
No, he's gone for
Baloo.
No, the truth is with Joey is like it's a huge responsibility to get a dog.
Yeah.
It's kind of not a million miles away from having a kid because you've got to be home for them. You can't leave them too long on your own and stuff like that. And there's definitely times when you think. It's so much easier when you have a dog right now. Once you get one, you don't think like that, and I'm sure it's the same when you have children. It doesn't become a burden as much as it is something you're happy to do. So, Joey's a great companion of mine. We go for walks all the time. We did one earlier today, and they say that you end up finding a dog that reminds you of yourself in some way. You have similar characteristics.
Yeah.
I think Joey and me are very similar. We're quite independent. We're quite aloof at times and a little bit happy to have our own company. But then when you've got someone in your sort of circle of trust, because Joey's not my brother's got a cockapoo, and he's like, he'll sit on your lap every second you're in the house if you want him to. He's so affectionate. Joey's like that with certain people after he gains the trust.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's a bit more like a cat. which I think I'm a little bit like, to be honest. And then me and Joey, he doesn't need a lot of maintenance. He sleeps about 18 hours a day.
That's
He's
nice.
just sitting here by my feet right now. You guys can't even see him, but he's down there good as gold.
And he's just chilling.
Yeah.
Now, like you do say, dogs are amazing to have, but you don't realise how much work they are. And I think also, because I have a dog as well, the fact that they kind of get you out of the house. I feel like if I didn't have a dog, I would be glued to my desk like 24/7.
Particularly with our job.
Yeah, so having a dog gives you that company when well, seeing as we're probably in a room most of the day by ourselves, like if they're just chilling, it's just a bit of company. They get you out of the house, and they are just like a best friend.
Yeah. Right, two other things that are a bit weird. Well, not that weird actually. The first one's not weird at all, but in terms of food, because obviously you need your food.
Yeah.
I want to say fruit.
Okay.
So I've changed my food recently. I've stopped eating red meat over the last few months. I don't eat red meat anymore. I gave up dairy. Well, I haven't got dairy, so to speak, but I gave up milk about 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
So I don't actually have any milk anymore. But when I used to have cereal and stuff, I'd have almond milk and stuff like that. But fruit is the one that I'd really struggle to lose the most. There's things I like a lot, like chicken and fish, a lot of fish and things like this. But I don't know where I am on that long term. I think I might end up coming off of them one day as well. I don't know. But fruit is the key one. Every day if I can. But bananas, oranges, apples, love them all. Pretty much all fruit actually. And I could. Steve Jobs, who founded Apple, actually was one of the reasons he called it Apple is because he was a fruitarian for a small period of his life, which is not something I recommend. It's when you only eat fruit.
Really?
I'm not that far gone, but I could try it.
Give it 10 years.
I'd be open to. I'd be open to trying it maybe for a week.
I would never have ever guessed that you were like into that sort of stuff.
Yeah, only recently, but you know, I don't get much time to talk about it in hashtag commentary videos. The last one, that's not the last one, it's one more, but is I would struggle to live without Excel, like data management.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a geek for stats, particularly in football. And you know, I could easily delegate this, but I keep control of all the hashtag United stats. So I've got stats of hashtag United footballers, minutes played.
Really?
We've actually, like everything, you know, goals per game ratios, all this stuff from the day we started. But also recently we started teaming up with proper data scientists, and we now know stuff like ground covered, pass completion, clearance completion rates, dribbles completed, like crazy stats. I've got them all on a spreadsheet.
All right, spreadsheets in Excel. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I think I've got one left.
What is the final and ultimate item?
It's not necessarily the ultimate, but the final one, and we can get some pictures of this stuff, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, is just all the memorabilia I've collected over the years. I mean, this room has just got a few things in it, but upstairs, which is my old office, which I'm in the middle of clearing out, there's so much stuff in it, whether it's shirts, as I showed you, that I've personally worn, like Wembley Cup shirts, some of the trophies we've collected over the years, things like this, which I was showing you earlier. I got sent. Guys from Panini sent me this, and it's like it's their new card game.
That's a massive nostalgia trip.
I mean, like, they sent me all these packs, and I've almost completed it already, so I'm thinking about, you know, buying some more packs to complete the set, because it's just one of those things which, I don't know if it'll ever be worth anything, but it's quite cool to look back on one day.
You think that though, like maybe in 10 to 15 years, I mean, you got Pokemon cards going for like £40,000 now.
Well, I was on the Beanie Baby hype back in the day.
Oh, for real?
I had so many Beanie Babies. When I was 10, I had glandular fever, and I missed the whole term of school. 3 months off school, and my mum used to get me Beanie Babies to make me feel better.
Yeah.
And some of them were like decent Beanie Babies. And obviously that was when I was 10. Years go past, and then you get to like, I was like 25, and I was thinking, then my mum and dad's house, they're worth it now. And I found out she'd given them all away.
No!
I was like, Mum, some of them might have been worth thousands.
That's like, do you remember Furbies?
Yeah.
They go for like 10 grand, some of them.
That's outrageous.
It's mental.
I wonder what the Baloo goes for, and I'm not saying it. You can get some shots of stuff upstairs, but even in this room I've got like football boots everywhere. You know, I've got some unbelievable stuff here. You'll love this as well.
I'm seeing a Chelsea bag.
So I'm quite friendly with Cesar Azpilicueta. He's given me these to do with giveaways.
Oh, mental.
What game's that from?
Chelsea Aston Villa?
No, that's Chelsea Arsenal Europa League final.
Oh, is it?
It's the Europa League final. Boots, look. Europa League final.
No way.
This is Azpilicueta. Chelsea. I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm going to use these
as
for
giveaways
and, you know, helping.
So that's
United.
all from Azpilicueta?
That's all from Azpilicueta. I've got another bag of his boots in there as well. You know, I'm really lucky. I get some really cool stuff. I've got a whole cupboard upstairs. I mean, like proper wardrobe full of shirts upstairs.
Mad.
Some of which are signed, and some of which are maybe things I've worn in the past or whatever. I got a package from MLS yesterday. Those MLS tops. Got boots over there.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint one that really stands out for you.
Like,
I mean, you can start your own.
I've never worn these. These are hashtag United personalised Adidas Preds. I've got.
You can start your own shop.
Look at these bad boys. How can I ever wear these?
Nah.
Can't wear these.
Nah, you
Preds
can't.
are my favourite boots by far. These are so flash, they're literally gold, such a nice colour. Go with the hashtag kit really well, but I can't wear these.
Nah, you have to be an absolute baller.
I'm not worried about that. It's more just that I don't want to damage them.
Yeah.
I already know I'm not a baller. It's not going to change, but I'll wear the boots. But yeah, and so much stuff. I've got a cap upstairs, which is from when I played this England charity game with the likes of like Rio Ferdinand and some people like Jack Whitehall, Russell Howard. It was a charity game to mark the 50th anniversary of the 1966 World Cup. It's one of the last ever games played at the Bowling Ground, West Ham's ground, my ground, 30,000 people there. I was playing that and I got given an actual England cap.
Oh no.
Obviously it's unofficial.
Yeah.
I've got that upstairs, so I couldn't choose one to mention, but just having them, as much as it clutters up the house and stuff, and some people don't get it, to me that's what it's all about, collecting these things along the way.
I guess it also kind of just shows your journey through YouTube and whatever, or your career and whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I've got one question for you, last one. You've played a lot of football games with professionals, ex-pros and whatever. Is there a favourite player you've played against or alongside?
Oh, okay. Against, in terms of like privilege, was probably Steven Gerrard at the third Wembley Cup. He was awesome, like as you expect. Only recently retired at the time, but also just like epic. He's Champions League winning, FA Cup winning captain.
Yeah.
Bloody beat my team in the FA Cup, didn't he? That wonder goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was pretty surreal. I know so many. In terms of personally, because I actually only completed one tackle in that game, and it was against Steven Gerrard.
Oh really?
Opta provided that.
That's on your spreadsheet.
Yeah. But the Wembley Cup before that, the one that caused me the most problems was JJ Kocher.
Oh, I remember watching that.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
He was skinning everyone, but
yeah.
The moment that brings to mind the most was I did this sliding tackle on him and that crowd shit, and I was like, oh my god, I've just sliding tackled JJ Kocher, what a legend I am in my head. And I realised the crowd were cheering because as I was slid tackling him, he's kicked it through my legs and just carried on running. And I didn't even have the ball. I'm sitting on the floor thinking I've just done it, and I'm like, wait, where's the ball? And I was like, yeah, this guy's a joke. So,
I remember him, didn't he do like a double nutmeg or something at one point?
He's rainbow flicking all over the shop.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a joke of a player, and still had it even though he's a bit older. So as playing with, probably, I've been unlucky enough to play with Robert Perez a couple of times. Didn't get as long with him in the most recent Wembley Cup because it was only half an hour game. But the 2 before that, he was on my team and he was epic and he just covered so much ground and was awesome. Enjoyed playing football. And God, there's so many, mate. Yeah, but probably if I'm being a bit sickly sweet and honest, my favourite one to play was my brother.
Okay.
Because we grew up. I didn't actually get into football surprisingly late. I didn't get into football until I was like 13, 14. So I was very good footballer when we were kids. We never really got to play each other, obviously different age groups.
Yeah. And
after union, we started doing stuff like hashtag, and we played in another team together before that. That was always pretty fun. It's pretty fun and I worked with my brother, so he scored a final at Wembley Stadium in front of 20,000 people. Yeah. So that was one of my favourite moments.
Oh, mad, fair enough. Okay, well that concludes the 10 essentials with Spencer Owen. We're just locking the door out, but we do have a Q&A to answer, so let's get into the questions. Okay, so we've got some questions from you guys. If you're not following us on Instagram, I'll put the tags on the screen. Make sure you go drop us a follow if you want to be in the next one, of course. But we've got a question here from Richard Munn. He said, if you guys didn't support Hammers and Chelsea, who would you support?
I can only imagine, because my mum's side of the family are all Spurs.
Right.
And there's obviously a rivalry between West Ham and Spurs, but I feel like if it wasn't West Ham, which was my dad's team, it would be my mum's team, so it'd be Spurs. Which would be a great team to support right now. I know they haven't won much, but I love their team. It's a great squad.
I feel like Spurs, well obviously Chelsea, I hate Spurs, but I mean, I feel like Pochettino has done a really good job there. They just seem to bottle it all the time. But for me, if I didn't support Chelsea, literally same reason. My dad supports Arsenal, and my arguably favourite football player of all time is Thierry Henry, so I believe it'd probably be Arsenal. But it's funny how they're both...
It's all London.
Yeah, I was about to say, but there are rival clubs.
Yeah.
Right, next question is, this is mainly for you to be fair. It says, is hashtag the main focus in life apart from family?
Yeah, apart from family, hashtag United is up there as the top thing really. I mean, I've got a lot of different fingers in pies.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky I get to do some cool presenting stuff as well, which I very much enjoy. But running hashtag United is kind of the job it didn't exist when I was a kid, but if I was to design the perfect job for me, I love it because it's completely entwined in everything I love. Creating content, football, esports, and it's basically real life Football Manager.
I was about to say, Football Manager is one of your favourite games.
Yeah, well, I'm not the manager. I'm the chairman technically. I run the club, but we have a manager. That's also good as well because if it goes wrong, the blame's on him.
Never your fault. Okay, and last but not least, a bit of a deep question. This is from Jay Beresford 4. He says, "What's your biggest life achievement so far?"
For me, probably, if I was to pin it down to one thing, it would be the creation of hashtag, but it's impossible to really look at that as one thing because that came about because I created a YouTube channel that had got, over 1 million subscribers at the time, and they all came about from different decisions and different things I'd done, and none of them was isolated. So, the creation of hashtag, I'd say, because my last answer, it's a dream job, and I was able to create that dream job for myself.
I think for me, so far, I guess, I don't feel like I've reached my biggest achievement yet, but I mean, to be able to live my life the way I am currently, and that I don't have to be in a job that I don't like doing. We're both fortunate enough to be able to kind of create or live the way we love to live, in the fact that we're both very creative type of people. We get to put that out online and be able to express ourselves in that sort of way with a lot of freedom. I feel like being able, I don't know how that's come about, but the fact that we are able to do that, I think that's a great achievement. But I still think there is so many more things I guess we both want to achieve in the future that hopefully we'll get to be able to do. Okay, well guys, that's going to wrap up the 10 Essentials with Spencer. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. As always, drop it a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below anyone you'd like to see in the future series. But yeah, big thank you for jumping on this, bro. Appreciate it. We will see you in the next video, but until then, deuces.